Hello students, myself is Parminder Singh from Prab Kirpa classes. In this video, we will discuss what is past tense and what are its various types. First of all, we will see what do you mean by tenses. Tenses play a crucial role in the English language. It denotes the time an action takes place, whether sometime in the past, in the present, or will take place sometime in the future. Tenses are just the way we talk about time. Tenses can be broadly classified into three categories. The three categories of tenses are past, present, and future. We can further subdivide these tenses into four subtypes. These are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. This is the pictorial figure of the various types of tenses and the subclassification of the past, present, and future tenses into past simple, past continuous, past perfect continuous, present simple, present continuous, present perfect continuous, future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. Now we have given the picture of these examples of these tenses. When we talk about present simple, the example is I work, he works. If we talk about present continuous, the example is I am working, he is working. In the case of present perfect, I have worked, he has worked. And in case of present perfect continuous, I have been working, he has been working, they have been working. Past simple, I worked, he worked. In the case of past continuous, I was working, he was working. In case of past perfect, I had worked, he had worked, they had worked. And if we talk about past perfect continuous, I had been working, he had been working. Future simple, I will work, he will work, they will work. Continuous, I will be working, he will be working. Future perfect, I will have work, they will have work. And in case of future perfect continuous, the examples are I will have been working, he will have been working. We have already discussed in the previous course all the types of present tense. And now in this course, we will discuss the various types of past tense. Now, past tense. The past tense is used to indicate an action, event, or condition that has happened in the past. If we say that this is the timeline and this is the present and this is the past, and whatever has happened in the past is discussed in the past tense. Now we talk about the first type of past tense, that is past simple tense. We talk about this tense very often. We use it to talk about an action in the recent past. For example, I met him yesterday. Further, we can also use this tense to talk about an action in the distant past. For example, he lived in USA a long time ago. We can also use this tense to talk about an action without time expression. That is, we do not mention when the particular action happened in the past. For example, I cooked lunch. Here, the time the action has taken place is not mentioned. Another example is he played cricket. We can also use past simple tense to talk about an action with time expression. Here, we also mention when the particular action has taken place in the past. For example, he called last week. Other time expressions used in the past simple tense are last year, last month, 5 years ago, etc. We can also use the past simple tense to talk about many actions in the past. For example, he invited his friends to the party and ate pizzas. We can also use past simple tense to talk about repeated actions. For example, we walk to park every day. That is, we used to park, we used to go to park every day. This is the repeated action which was being followed in the past. Be verb. Be verb is also used in the past simple tense. What is this be verb? The verbs like is, am, are, was, were, and will be are the be verbs. They do not show any action. These are used to say something about a person, thing, or state. We use past simple form of the be verb. This is the past simple form of the be verb, that is was or were in the past simple tense. For example, he was a rich man. This was or were is the be verb which is used in the past simple form in the past simple tense. Next, if we say I eat pizza, he is hungry, they are happy, this is the present tense. If we want to say this in the past simple, then the example will be I ate pizza, he was hungry. Here you will note that the was is the be verb. They were happy. This is the formation of the past simple tense. First comes the subject, then comes the second form of the verb, and then the object. In this example, I is the subject, ate is the second form of the verb, that is the simple past form of the verb, and pizza is the object. In the same way, they is the subject, were is the be verb, and happy is the object. When we talk about negative form of the past simple tense, here we use did and not. I did not eat pizza. We may also use wa or were in place of did depending on the situation. He was not hungry. They were not happy. Here we the formation of the sentence is subject followed by did not, then first form of the verb plus object. You have seen that in the positive sentence we had used the second form of the verb, but when we form the negative sentence or interrogative sentence, we use the first form of the verb. As you will see, you that we have used eat, and here we have also used the word eat. Verb is only changed in the case of positive past simple tense. As you will see here, it becomes ate. If we talk about write, write becomes wrote. That is the second form of the verb. Read becomes read. Now, in writing, the words are the same, the pronunciation is different. Next, verb is not changed in the case of negative and interrogative sentence. In this past simple tense, we use the helping verb did. When we form the interrogative form of the past simple tense, what we do, we add did at the start of the question. Did I eat pizza? We may also use was or were. Was he hungry? Were they happy? This is the formation of the interrogative form of the past simple tense. First we use did, then comes the subject, then comes the first form of the verb, and then comes object. We can also, there may situation may also rise when we use WH question form. That is, what are these WH question form? That is when the question starts with where, why, what, how, when, etc. Here we give below the examples. Where did you eat pizza? When was she hungry? Why were they happy? In this case, you will notice that why where are the WH question forms, and then comes the be form of the verb. In the first sentence, we have used did. How was your weekend? What did you do yesterday? There are certain rules which we have to follow when changing a verb into past tense. Verb used in the past simple tense may be regular or irregular. What are the irregular verbs? Regular verbs are those verbs whose simple past and past participles are formed by adding d or ed to the end of the verb. That is, they follow certain rules. Sometimes, in the case of regular verbs, we may have to add ied to the regular verb to make simple past and past participle. What is this simple past or past participle? You can see from this that this is the base form of the verb: earn, listen, admire, and this is the simple past form, that is the second form of the verb, and past participle is the third form of the basic form of the verb. Then what are these rules? Most verbs are added ed at the end of the verb so that we may use the same in the simple past form. Earn becomes earned, earned. Listen becomes listened, listened. Now there are certain verbs which end with e. In that case, we have to add d at the last of the verb. For example, admire becomes admired, admired. Agree becomes agreed, agreed. Then there are certain verbs ending in vowel y. You can see here cry and fry. In this case, we remove y and add ied. Here you will see y has been removed and ied has been added. Cry becomes cried, cried. Fry becomes fried, fried. This is the second form of the verb which we have to use in the past simple tense. In case of CVC, what is this CVC? C stands for consonant, V stands for vowel. What are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. These are vowels. When the pattern of in the verb is CVC, here we will start from, this is the verb, we start from the last. This is the consonant. All the other words except vowel are consonant. This is a consonant. This T is also a consonant. O is a vowel. If we talk about plane, we start from the last. N is consonant. L is also a consonant. A is a vowel. Here what we do, we add double the last letter. That is, P has been doubled here, N has been doubled, and we have also added ed. That is, stop becomes stop, plane becomes planned. There may be certain exceptions to the above rules. What are the irregular verbs? Irregular verbs are those verbs which do not follow the previous set of rules which we have discussed. That is, we do not add d, ed or ied so that they may become simple past or past participle. The past forms of the irregular verbs can be the same or may be completely different. For example, arise becomes arose, arisen. Be becomes was, were, or, and been. Teach becomes taught, taught. Eat becomes ate, eaten. Have becomes had, had. Here you will see pet becomes pet, pet. There is no change at all. In the case of all other irregular verbs, you had seen that there was lot of change in the simple past form of irregular verbs. You will use this form of the verb in the simple past tense. Now, when any question is asked in past simple tense, then we can give the answer shortly. How we do it? If someone asks, did you visit USA? The answer in positive may be yes, I did. Here you will see that there is no contraction. But if we give the answer in negative, no, I did not, you will see that there is a contraction. That is, otherwise the word would have been did not. Here we have deleted O and we have also joined these two words. No, I didn't. In the same way, if the question is, did she eat dinner? The answer may be in positive, maybe yes, she did. If we ask give the answer in negative, no, she didn't. So here is again contraction. Did he purchase a house? Yes, he did. And in negative, the answer will be no, he didn't. Now the question arises, is there any difference between present perfect tense and past simple tense? Yes, there is difference. Present perfect tense shows that an action is the past has a result or effect in the present. If action started in the past and ended in the past, then we use past simple tense. If you say, I lost my pen, it means that you lost your pen, say on Monday, but you may have found the same on next day, that is Tuesday. It does not mean that what was true in the past is still true on date, that is on in present. That thing that we have lost, I had lost the pen, is not true as I have found the pen. This tense is simple past tense. That is, I lost my pen is simple past tense. But if you say, I have lost my pen, it means that what happened in the past is still true. That is, the pen was lost earlier and the same has not been found till now. Here, time of happening does not matter. What is more important is the result. The result is that the pen is still not traceable. The same is still missing. The result is that I don't have my pen now. Here, this tense, that is, I have lost my pen, is present perfect tense. Now, there are certain more examples. I have taught English to many students. This is the present perfect tense. Next, I taught English to many students when I was a teacher. Here is a condition that when I was a teacher in the past, I taught many students. This is past simple tense. Next, they have been friends for a long time. This is present perfect tense. And they were friends for a long time. Now, they may not be friends. That is, they were friends at earlier stage. They may or may not be friends. This may not hold true in the current date. This is the past simple tense. Here we discuss some common mistakes which we do while making past tense. I give him a pen. As you know that we use the second form of the verb. So here the mistake is of the verb. Here the verb is given in basic form. We have to convert it into second form. That is, I gave him a pen yesterday. Next, he write the article. Here you will also find that write is the basic form of the verb. Write becomes wrote, and third form of the verb is written. Here you are to use second form of the verb. So we will write it as he wrote the article. Next, he did not met me. Here you will see that met is the second form of the verb, but when in the case of negative and interrogative sentence, we have to use the first form of the verb. Only in the case of affirmative sentence, we use the second form of the verb. So here, he did not meet me. Next question is, did you have dinner? As already told that in the case of interrogative sentence, we have to use the basic form of the verb. So the basic form of the verb is has, have, then had, had. This is the basic form, this is the second form, and this is the third form of the verb. So as with you, we have to use have. Did you have dinner? Next, he stopped singing. Here you will see stop becomes stop, stop. That is, P is doubled. Here P is single. We have to add one P while writing the verb he stopped singing. Next, you meet him yesterday. Here you will see that question mark is at the end of the sentence. So this sentence is interrogative. So we will use helping verb did to make it interrogative. Did you meet him yesterday? And you will be in, Y will be in the small form. That is, we will not read it in capital letter. It will be in small letter. Next, here you will also say in the next line, I go there. There is interrogative mark at the end of the sentence. That is, it is the interrogative sentence. So here we will use, did I go there? Next, you were read that book last month. Here you will see that were is also a be verb and read is also a verb. So we are to use only one verb in a sentence. Here we will use you read that book. Though we are pronouncing it as read, as read, read, read. Pronunciation is different, but actually in writing the verb remains the same. So we will remove it. You read that book last month. Now we'll do practice of this past simple tense. I played. Here we will use she, as we have already pointed out that in the case of positive past simple tense, we use the second form of the verb. That is, it becomes she played. Affirmative. She does. As already pointed out, does becomes do, did, done. Do or does becomes did, done. This is the first form. This is second form. This is the third form. We have to use the second form. We did. You work. It work. We have to use the second form of the verb. I drink. Drink becomes drink, drink, drunk. We have to use the second form. So here we will write his father drunk. They want money. We have to make it in negative form. As already told, we have to use did not. They did not want money. Next, he plays with me. He did not. We have to use the basic form of the verb. That is, we will remove s. He did not play with me. You work hard. You did not work hard. I shop online. I did not shop online. Here we have to use make the sentence interrogative. He studied online. As already told, we have to start the question with did. Did he? Here second form of the verb is given, but as already told that when we have to make the sentence negative or interrogative, we have to use the basic form of the verb, that is the first form of the verb. So basic form of the verb is study, studied, studied. This is the basic form, this is the second form, this is the third form. So here we have to use the basic form of the verb. Did he study online? At the end of the sentence, please don't forget to mark the interrogation mark. Next is they wrote a letter. Here they did not. We have to make the first form, use the first form of the verb, that is write becomes wrote, written. This is the first form, this is second, this is third. We have to use this form in the case of negative, in the case of interrogative sentence. Sorry, we have made it in negative, we have to make it interrogative. Did they write a letter? At the end of the sentence, we have to mark the interrogation mark. Next, practice 2. I study. We have to make it use second form of the verb. I studied at home. Here you will see that note is there in the second sentence. So as already told, we have to use did. We did not use pencils. Next, my friends walk becomes walk. My friends walked to the shop. Next, he did not liked. We have to use the first form of the verb, and first form of the verb is like, 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 like. We have to use the first form. So he did not like the tea. Next, did he went there? You will see that here in the sentence, this is went is the second form of the verb. And in the case of interrogation sentence, interrogatory and question mark sentence, we have to use the first form of the verb. So we will say, write it as did he go there at the end of the question. Please don't forget to mark the question mark. They not play the cricket. Here you will see that the helping verb is not used. They did not play the cricket. He go to school. We have to, as this is the sentence is in positive, we have to use the second form of the verb, and second form of the verb is went. We have to use he went to school. We did not sold pen. Sold is the second form of the verb. Sell, sold, sold. We have to use the first form of the verb in case of negative sentence. We did not sell pen. He not grow wheat. He did not grow remains same as grow, grew, grown. This is the first form, this is second form, this is the third form. We have to use the first form of the verb in case of negative sentence. He did not grow wheat. Where you studied last year. You will see that in the case of interrogative question, after WH form, we have to use the word did. Where did you? And when you use did in the question, the verb used has to be in the first form. Study, studied, studied. This is the first form, this is second form, this is third form, and we have to use here the first form of the verb. Where did you study last year? Next, did you busy yesterday? If we make it in positive, what will you say? You did busy yesterday? No. You will say you were busy yesterday. And the question becomes, were you busy yesterday? If we make the second sentence in positive, what it will come? She was buy a new car yesterday. No, this is wrong. We will say in positive form, she bought a new car yesterday. If we make it interrogative, what will it will be? Did she buy a new car yesterday? As pointed, as I already told you earlier, that when the subject is I, we, you, or they, we have to use the helping verb were. In case of he, she, it, we have to use was. Here you will see that you is here and we will use it were. Were you late for the meeting? In the same way, where was you stay in USA? What is mean? Where you stayed in USA. So this is also a verb was. This is also a stay is also a verb. Here we are not to use was, we are to use where did you stay in USA. What do he did yesterday? In the case of interrogative question in past simple tense, we have to use did after WH question form. That is, the question may arise with why, what, where, and after these words, we have to use the word did. So here we will use word did. Where did he? What did he do? We will use first form of the verb after the subject. What did he do yesterday? Next, did you in party yesterday? If we make it in positive, it means you were in party yesterday. So the question will become, were you in party yesterday? He flied to USA last week. Here the verb uses fly. Fly becomes fly, flow, fly, flew, flown. This is the first form, this is second form, this is the third form. So here we will use the second form of the verb as it is a positive sentence. He flew to USA. Here he be kind. Be becomes was. He was kind. Be form of the verb. As you know that with we use the verb were. We were very happy. This is the past simple form of the be verb and it is were. As we have to use were with we. We were happy to see him. I wanted to went to USA 2 years ago. you will see that I is subject and we have to use the second form of the verb in the positive sentence. This is okay. And but when we come to the second verb, that is went, I wanted to went, here you will see that we have to use the first form of the verb. When a verb comes after the first verb, we have to use first form of the verb. I wanted to go to USA 2 years ago. There is a question. If be verb is present in the simple past tense positive, we use it to at the start to make question. Here is the summary of past simple tense. If it is a positive sentence, example maybe you learned simple past sentence. Past tense. Learned is the second form of the verb. If we make it negative, then we use did not and we use the first form of the verb. You did not learn simple past tense. If we make it interrogative, we use did at the start of the sentence. Did you learn simple past tense? Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.